So before we continue on, so here's a word from today's sponsor. Apex Racing Philippines is the distributor of the ultimate sim racing equipment here in the Philippines, and they just lent me out their flagship Moza product. So we have the R12 wheelbase, the RSV2 steering wheel, and CRP pedals. So I will have content coming soon with the simulator. I'm just literally enjoying it until the time I have it. But in future videos, that equipment will come in handy since I'm training a lot now for this 2024 season at E-Kart Raceway and the 2024 Camus Drift Motor Speedway karting season. And let's not forget, this coming weekend, by the time of this shoot, I will be participating in the Gymkhana Practice 3. So stay tuned for those upcoming videos right on my channel.
So hello guys, welcome back to my channel. And for the third time on my channel, I have with me the Jetour Ice Cream. So I already did my full in-detailed review around half a year ago. One of my most popular vids at the moment, my sister, a non-car person, who did a full review on this too. That's one of the most hilarious things I've ever done so far. I couldn't help myself having this ice cream again because I wanted to drive it a little bit longer. So special thanks to Jetour Fairview, and they lent me this for a couple of hours now. I can already give my full assessment on the driving dynamics of this ice cream, and I'll attempt something later, but hopefully will be alive by the end of the video. So short summary with this Jetour Ice Cream. Well, small car check. Yeah, really small. You can go around this car with ease. So you get halogen lights with LED DRLs along too with the back, but it's the other way around. And your repeaters here too on the side. And what I love with this matcha color, you get two-tone, mint green, and a white roof. And pairing this Jetour Ice Cream is a 13.9 kilowatt-hour battery that produces 29 horsepower and 85 Newton meters of torque. And top speed is limited to the national speed limit itself at 100 kilometers per hour. The ground clearance is 120 millimeters. That does not sound much. However, just driving here in this village, it went through up here even the biggest humps with ease. I don't even have to do the S maneuver anymore. And the side profile of this, it's a side, yeah, it's again really small. I really love this interior. But what I've not discussed too before, I found on the seats itself. Well, they're all fabric, it's very nice. And to be honest, they look like more on the sport bucket side of things. I found there are little pockets on either side. So I think this is for your seatbelt holder. But if you want to hide stuff in there, I guess it will do. So the door opening too is really wide, as you can see. And yeah, there's not much going on in the interior aside from the digital instrument cluster. I even forgot that this even has a reverse camera. Even some of the competitors don't even have that. And that's the other reason too, I wanted to drive this Jetour Ice Cream because I've driven a lot of its competition already. I want to know again if this is still the benchmark of the small EVs in this class. So back in the interior, as my sister would say about the steering wheel, car. That's pretty much it. I still love the phone holder on top of the dashboard itself. Numerous buttons here and there. So yeah, that's enough of me blabbering about this Jetour Ice Cream. Let's go for a drive. So here, acceleration test for no reason. So, option D, sport mode, and then 3, 2, 1, go. Come on, little fella, you can do it. Okay, so 0 to 85 kilometers per hour, 16 and a half seconds. I'll take that. So this is it. Once again, gonna drive the Jetour Ice Cream, but one thing I haven't tried before. So let's try sport mode and then launch. Bad at all. And brakes, pretty strong too. So this is what I have not talked about in my part 1 review of this. Driving here in the village is really rough pavements here, big humps. And as I said again, despite only having 120 millimeters of ground clearance, going over the biggest humps here, I found the suspension, well, not too crashy, but I found it a little bit firmer than usual. I think this is more or less like with the competitors that I've mentioned. But again, it's still no means an uncomfortable car. But I just tend to notice this now since I had this car for way longer now. And another nitpick of mine, like what I said in my part 1 review, the pedals are just a little bit offset too much to the right. But I got used to it pretty quickly anyways. And like there is no tilt and telescopic for the steering. This is just as it is, and we
You have to drive a bit like a truck driver. Yeah, I mean, I have to stretch if I want to lean here on the seat. I found eco mode still very peppy. I mean, there's just a bit of a delay now with the power, but it still gets up to speed pretty quickly. I mean, that was just already like around 60 kilometers per hour. And here's another hump. Yeah, it's a little, I can tell the suspension is a little bit stiff, but unlike with the, I think the Moretti Conserva C1 though, this Jetour Ice Cream, I've not heard any present of what suspension touch, so I can assess this Jetour Ice Cream has a little bit better build quality than usual. I prefer the interior of this than the Moretti, hands down, even though you don't have an infotainment screen, but you're just gonna end up using your phone anyways. And what else? I found handy again the reverse camera of this Jetour Ice Cream. That is completely unnecessary in this car because it's a very small vehicle. This is one of the smallest cars too I've driven so far, and I'm still glad though Jetour still included this feature. And the handling throughout, even in sport mode, yeah, it's still light no matter what. This is just only to adjust the power meter of it. That's probably it. And the seats, even though this is just fabric, I do like the detail too of the pink stitches. Even though it's fabric, more a bit firm, but it's still pretty good. I really like this, and this is why I didn't mind having this for a couple hours just driving here in the village and around in SM Fairview too. Yeah, this is one of the perfect city cars I've tried out so far. It's an EV. You're not gonna waste gas and everything. So we started off with 99% and 168 kilometers. So the total range of this is 170 kilometers, which is on point. Now at the moment, I've driven around in the highway, around here in the village a lot. So we have 92% and 155 kilometers left. I kind of understand now why this is so popular. I mean, I would personally buy one myself, even though this is like anong price nito, sir? 699,000 pesos. The same price against with its competition. However though, I would still pick this over the competition because this was kind of like my first love into the small EV car world. It is still a head turner. Everyone loves the looks of this here and there. Drives well too for what this is, and for what I do too. I don't think this is a bad car to drive in the first place. This is a really great car, even though this is really small. Yes, like what I said with my sister, this is strictly a 4-seater unless you have really skinny people or small kids in the back only. Charging times of this, so it will take 7 to 8 hours on a regular home 220 volt outlet, and then if you're gonna charge like in SM Fairview, from empty to full, it will take more or less around 2 to 3 hours. Hopefully I can demo that on camera soon. And one of the big things I really wanna try is take this out in S-Lex and N-Lex. But have a glimpse here around in Fairview, I did drive this at high speeds. Actually, it's really fun and surprisingly really stable. Yes, the NVH is left to be desired. However though, I can forgive it because this is a budget EV car anyways. So yeah, that concludes probably the final of the trilogy of this Jetour Ice Cream. So I'd like to thank everyone here again at Jetour Fairview, to Sir Cairo for making this review possible, and he's the one who assisted me here in this test drive. So hope you guys like and subscribe, and I will see you with more Jetour reviews coming right up. Bye bye.